Hey guys, Mr. Ritz here. I'm going to help you out with part 4 of the Catch a Turtle leaderboard activity. So we went through and we got our leaderboard file in here. We got our main file. We have a blank text file, but we really don't still have any code to do. In the last activity, we went through and made sure we understand like the list indexing, but we still need to kind of add more to a code. So before we add code to extract the player's name from the leaderboard.txt file, we're going to take a look at the loop header in the load leaderboard function, which I have here. I'm not sure if you guys can see this, so I'm going to try to zoom this up a little bit, make it a little larger. So we got the load leaderboard file and we got the load leaderboard name, and we're going to look at the loop header, which is for every line in leaderboard file. All right, what is this doing here? So it says the leader underscore name is blank and the leader score is blank and the index is 0. So then we close the file. So this basically makes for every line that's in the file, we're going to make the leader name blank, leader score blank, and the index blank. Okay. Which, yeah, it goes through one at a time. You can see a to-do list of what we're going to do. So we're going to complete the leaderboard function. You'll need to add the code to fill in this loop here for each line. So let's extract the player's name. Okay, so we want to do 4 things. We want to extract the player's name. We want to add it to the player's list. We want to extract the player's score, and we also want to add it to the score. So these steps below, we're going to follow through here, are going to guide just through the program how to do each task. You will use the to-do, which we can see in our code here, numbers, found in the comments section to guide us through the code. So we'll take a note here that the 3 variables initialized at the beginning, which are the leader name, leader score, index 0, are already added and be utilized throughout the steps. All right, so let's search for the section labeled to-do, hashtag to-do 1. All right, you'll add the code to this segment to loop through each line of the string in the leaderboard file, 1 character at a time, joining or concatenating the characters and storing the resulting line to the leaderboard list name. So note, the lists and strings are very similar, and then comes to indexing. So it's similar to a list. You can iterate through a string 1 character at a time using a while loop, or you probably could use a for loop as well. You can also access the characters in the string by using the Python like s_0, which will turn P, s_1, which will turn the letter Y if we were looking at, this Python. Okay, so let's go through this. Let's loop through the header leader name from the beginning and what that should look like. So if you remember, what's going to happen here is that all of our leaderboard names are all going to be like separated. They're all going to be together, but with a comma. So what we're going to do here is just to go through each letter in that name, and each name is going to be so long. We're just going to make that name, add the letter to it until we get like to a comma. So we can just make a loop in here that says like while the line sub index, or not parentheses, it's got to be hard bracket, index does not equal comma. Man, the bell's just going crazy today. Okay, so remember, we're going to start out with index 0, and we're going to go through every line in the leaderboard file, which is always like Phil, comma, or 50, or Justin, comma, 100, or Zeke, comma, 2. All right, what we're going to do through here is to, while we start the line, so while the line index is not equal. So if you think, maybe at me, you know what, I should probably, like, if you look at an example here, like it's hard to do, but like say we'd had like Phil, comma, 30, and Justin, comma, 100, and Zeke, comma, 2. We want this loop to start with the first letter here, which would be index 0, and keep going until we get a comma. Then we're going to stop. So that's going to be the index name. So let's go through and make this while. So while the line index of 0 does not equal comma, so while we start out index is 0, we're going to make the leaderboard name leader underscore name equal, you know what I just realized? I didn't split this off. Let's fourth this. This is part 3, no, this is part 4. Leader name equal to the leader name plus the line index. All right. And then what we need to do is make the index go up by 1. So index plus equals 1. And then once this gets all done, we will print leader name is, and then comma leader name. I don't need that quote. Okay, so what this will do is it goes through each line in this file here. We're going to start making a leader name, and we can print that off. Okay, so we got that taken care of. Next, what we want to do is add. We want to add them to the character. Now, add the following code program, then watch the animation. See what it does. Okay. Oh, you know what? Kind of what we have here. So let me open this up here. You know what? Am I recording this? No, I am. Let's see what this does. All right. So, oh, we need to add this. So, I don't like the steps that they did. This would have been way easier to add to the line of code before we do that. Okay. Well, okay, I just kind of explained what we're doing here. So here is a visual anim. If you guys want to watch this here, this is just an animation of what I tried to explain. In fact, it probably does it a little bit better than what I did. So you can see here is, we're going to start with the string here. We just added this line of code, basically. Didn't we just add that? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is where I gotta look ahead. I apologize here, guys. So if you're following along with these steps here, steps 20, like in the next 20, here we go. So we have 0, and we're building the leader name. You know, let's assume like Pat is 50, the line is Pat 50. It's gonna keep going. All right, the leader name is blank plus a P, which makes it P now. We can make the index go up by 1. And then we check. Okay, line index does not equal comma, which, okay, yeah, that is true. A is not equal to the comma. So we make the leaderboard name a little bit longer. We add the A to it. And we keep going through. So this is a good example here, if you're watching the video, of just what's going through at a moment's notice. The computer can go through and check each one. T does not equal a comma. So we go through, add that to the leaderboard name, take what it was before, put a T at the end, make the index go up 1 more. Index now is 3. So if we look at line index sub 3 is a comma. That is no longer a true statement, so we print the leader name. So the output is Pat. How many bells have you guys heard right now in this video? Oh my gosh, I've had to pause this video like 3 times. The bells just keep ringing. Okay. Here we go. Let's add the following steps to the code to test it out, which we did. Okay, and then you know what? Let's just kind of use their example to follow along here. So let's do Pat 50. If you want to use your own ones, that's fine. Jack 42 and Jill 38. All right, so the current code does not show what the leaderboard names are being extracted. Can you think of a simple line of code that can help you see the values, which the print statement, which we already have. Oh. So if we run this, does anything happen here on our output? I don't think so. What is your name? Oh yeah, we gotta play through this game, don't we? Zero, 1. Time's up. Ooh, okay, so here we go. The only thing now that gets added is this leader name is Pat, Jill, John. All right, we see it. Congratulations. We see it down here. All right, add a line of code to the terminal. Sees value. This should be indicated in the loop or not. So, okay, we've already done this. We basically wanted to double check that this is working here, and we added a print statement here. Made through. So we tested it out, which we did here, and we saw those values, and we checked to see if the values match. So did that match? Yeah. Okay, next. All right, what we want to do is insert a line of code in the to-do to add the leader name to the extracted, which we just extracted here, to the list of leaders. So I think that is the leader names. Yeah, we have leader name, and then we're going to use the list, which is leaders names. So our list for leader names, we're going to do leader underscore names dot append. That's how we add something to it. We're going to add the leader name to it. Okay, that's pretty simple. So to do was really easy. Next, similar to the code that we added in, similar to the code we added for the player name, we're going to add the code for the to-do 3 here to get the score from the line. So now we want to go ahead and kind of print this off here. We want to see what their score is going to be. All right. So, well, if we think about it, like our index is already, if we have it set up here, we're not going to reset our index if we're going to add another while loop here. So what we just need to do is to think about, like, let's just make our index automatically go up to 1. So index plus equals 1. This will increase our index by 1. Then we can do while our line sub index. All right. This time we don't want to look for a comma. We want to look for like the blank space. So, and that blank space is the /n. So this is something kind of new here. /n, if we look on our list, would be like how the computer reads. Oh, what happened to the leaderboard TX? Oh, maybe that gets erased every single time. So can I copy paste this statement here? Okay, perfect. That's nice that we can do that. So we know, like, at the beginning index is 0, then it's 1, then it's 2, and then we get to 3 here for the comma, and it stops and it adds Pat. All we did was just make, okay, let's go to index 4, get this number, get that number, and then stop when we get to this blank space, which is basically the computer knows that as /n to make a new line. Okay, and so what we're going to do is we're going to make the, not leader name, but the leader underscore score equal the leader score plus line index. And then we'll make the index go up by 1. And probably should be able to see this here. So let's add a print statement. Print leader score was leader.
Good morning, Lancaster High School. Today we're going to be doing picture retakes in the gymnasium. If your last name begins with the letter.
Man, this video is going to have so many cuts and edit to it. It's going to be insane. Okay. Let's go through this here. So let's test this out. We know it should say, right now it just says Pat, Jack, Jill. It has some names. Well, hopefully when we run this, it's also going to say leader is Pat, 50, Jack was 4, and also show the scores here. So let's run this code here. Hopefully Ripple's going to be on our side today. Oh yeah, what is my name here? Type that in. Doesn't matter because it's not adding my name yet, but we will do that next. All right, time's up, and so we can see leader's names: Pat, 50, Jack. Okay, there we go. It's looking good. Okay, so last thing we got to do here, and the last step for today, is to then, we added the print statement, is insert the line of code to add the leader score to the leader scores list. So just like how we did with the leaders' names, we're going to say leader scores dot append leader score. Okay, so we can test the code out here and we can see if there's any errors. Now, if we really wanted to make sure that this is working here, is after this, maybe we'll do, not in the while loop, but after this gets done, print leader names, print leader scores. And this is just to double check that our lists are being like added. So let's run this here. Come on, Ripple, work for me today. Oh, what is my name here? So boom, type my name. Do this a couple times. Timer's
Pardon the interruption. If you are getting picture retakes and your last name starts with the letters B or C, please report to the gymnasium. Once again, last name starts with letters B or C, report to the gymnasium for picture retakes. Thank you.
Okay, so I did get an error here. Let me see, was that error from the print statements? Or was it the append? I think I got too much. It's too large here. Let's see. Try this again. Clicking on this guy. Okay, got him to move once. Alrighty, so let's see. What didn't it not like? The append? I'm just going through now and debugging, making sure that this works. String is out. Okay. Do we get to see? We see Pat, 50 Jack, 50 Jill. All right, and now it's just not showing after Jill her score. Let's look, Jill. What could be going on there? Let's kind of think about what's going on. So we got our index, the leader score. Let's just say index is out of range, but it worked for, okay, let me totally restart my terminal here. This is also kind of a debugging trick we can do here. I didn't like any of that, did it? So let me stop, run this. What is your name? Justin. Gonna play it a couple times here, and do we get an error? I thought it worked before. All right, Pat 50, Jack 42, Jill, and then we don't get Jill's name here. So let's see, the for loop goes through every line. We replace the name, we replace the score, we make the index 0. We can go through here, go through while the index is not equal. All right, comma. So we go through the leader's name is, and we add it to the leader's name. You know, I'm going to do here, I'm going to take this print statement here, Control C, and no, I don't want to do that yet. All right, next, the index. Index, make it go up by 1, because if the index was at like 3 for the comma when it ends, index is going to go to 4, which will go to the next line. Maybe, okay, I think here's the problem. Maybe Jill needs to have a space at the end here. Could just be our text file. That could be it too, because there wasn't like an empty space here. And it just never found a /n. Nope. What is your name? Let me do skip. Oh, no. Okay, it did show Jill. Then we do get an error. All right, this might be an error that we have to figure out later on. But what is this error coming from? Maybe it's coming from our leaderboard. Oh, let me get rid of the dot append. That's what the problem is. We didn't add anything to it to print it off. Okay, let's just see. Trying this a little bit better here. We did get it to print off Jill's 38 now. Oh, the other thing is, this is where it's not liking our text file that just now completely disappeared. All right. Let's see, how do we get it to, it's not stopping at Jill the way it should. Maybe I'll just do, maybe, let's try that out. I just put it, which we might have to fix later on. So what is your name? I'm going to say B here just to get a different index. All right, so if you got yours working, it's great. See, it's going through and adding another line here. All right, let me take a look at this here. I'm going to pause the video and see if there's a mistake with my leaderboard list, just example. Okay, so looking into this, this just happens to be kind of an issue that we have with our Ripple code editor that we're using, the engine, just the way that it denotes a text file here. So like what should happen here if I type the name in, and I play this, we should have it see it go through and we get it to say Pat 50 Jack 50 Jill, and it stops because there's no next line. So there's a couple different ways we can do this. Is to then figure out, whether we are on the last line or not, and then we're going to have to add that code. Right now, we're just going to kind of skip it because it's working pretty good, and we're going to make sure we can get through everything. If this becomes a bigger issue later on with Ripple, I'll just send you guys out the code to use here. All right, once you guys get this done, share it. If it shows like Jack, Jill, and then if it can show like the two names when you print off, that would be good. Then we can't do this segment here yet because it doesn't finish. All right, you guys have a great day. I will see you next time. Okay, guys, I just want to add it to the end of this video. I found a solution for us that we have to do here is, so we're going to put in our leaderboard like so. We're just going to make a new line at the very end. And all we need to do is add to our leaderboard before the while loop a simple statement that just says, if the line index is equal to blank, basically meaning like at the beginning index is 0. So if the line starts out with a name that's blank, or basically we probably shouldn't even do if the line is blank, we want to do leaderboard file dot close, which is what we have at the very bottom here to end the while loop. So if we have a blank line, we are going to just stop. So if I test this code out here, run it, okay, I can type in my name. I can click on this dot a few times, get a score, and then there we go. We get to see prints off and actually adds to that list, which we will fix later. So I'm going to add this to the end of the video. Hopefully this helps you guys out, and you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time.